Hello, welcome to I'm Arabella. I want to show you what I was up to lately. So I am working with my shaped plate and this is how it looks like now. It is sagging now and it's drying out really, so I am going to cut it up in small squares and then I will heat it and do it again. I did this one before, so this is my second time I'm playing with this. So I want to show you what kind of prints I came up with. And in the meantime I was coloring my hair, so I had a new container and I wanted to try it out. So I will show you how that came about. So how well, I will tell you how that came about, but I used the refill for my printer. I don't use that anymore. So I had still some magenta left, so I put some magenta in it. I just wanted to see how this will work. So it came out dripping because I diluted it. So I diluted it with a little bit of water and I also used some paint that I still have left. This is chalk paint. And this is also diluted with water, so I didn't have to dilute this. I put some of this into this magenta, and then also before that I tried it with blue, so there was a residue of blue. So blue and magenta together with the chalk paint became a little bit of purple like, and that was not intended. So what I also used for these ones are sort of a raised paint, and when you put it on the plate on your prints like this, so I will demonstrate, it will stay raised. So I will make a swirly. So that is really cool, but if you don't want that, you can use it on your plate and then you can smoosh it on the plate, so then it will become so copper. So you can also do fun stuff with this, as you can see. And yeah, so I want to show you that. I will put this aside because I don't want to smoosh everything. Make everything copper. So what I also used is the same one in gold, so I used that on my prints. And when I was cutting them out, so I will use this as an example. Here you see the copper with the gold, with the purplish gray. What I did was, when I was printing, I was folding my paper over the edge, and that will yeah. Then I got this paint on the sides, and of course, because I love shapes, you all know that about me, I was cutting it out and leaving an eighth of an inch. So to keep that edge look going. So yeah, so this is really a cool print. I really love this one. You could also a stencil on it, but I really love it the way it is, really. And because of the shape, the odd shape, and because of the sparkle, and I think I will make sort of a collage with a few and then make a painting. So because yeah, I think they really would stand out as a painting. But I have a lot of ideas with these, so I will show you along the way what I am going to make with these. So as I was cutting them the sides off, I thought, what would I do with my scraps? So I had all sides as I have here. You see, this I cut off, and then I saw, of course, shapes when I was dripping this, and I was did cut them all out. So I have a lot of these as well, and I think I'm going to use that for my collage work as well. So I have a lot of ideas with this. You see all the colors, and they have an unusual shape also because I used my shaped plate, so they all have sort of a curve, and that is what I love about this. I have a lot of ideas also to do with this, and I will show you when I use them in a collage, or when I am making a painting and then I'm piecing this together. So that is something I want to show you. So I am going to cut this out just to demonstrate how I did it. So I saw those shapes, and it is not rocket science, of course, but I know people like to see and not only talk. Okay, so this is how it's coming out. Isn't that really cool? I really love this shape. So I will use this for my collages. Ga je al weg? Okay, nog niet. And now I want to show you the rest of my prints, what I did. And I also want to show you some of my, these I will cut out still. So I did paint them recently. And these I also will cut out and then make these oddly shapes with. So now I want to show you my favorite prints, and I also have a container that is shaped like a cat, so I also want to try that out, and that is for treats for my cat. So I also use different kind of paper, by the way. This is on telephone book paper, and here I did it the same, but then in a circle. So this you can combine with, for instance, this one I only use gold, and I like it like this already, but I can layer them, and that is also one of my ideas, to layer them. But I think I will back this one with a different color so that it will stand out, and that is a new idea I have. We used to use baby oil to make it translucent, so I think I'm going to make sort of a decals and then experiment with these, because there is also the black lettering and then of course the paint. I don't know if that will work, but that is my next experiment, what I want to do. So this is also really cool. I have a fly, a house fly. Go away, fly. And this one has a little bit of black also. And here I drew a little bit these lines, as you can see. I really like that. And here I really went to town. So this is a little bit Chinese or Japanese. From my head I drew some signs, but they don't match up, but that's okay. So this one is really shiny, has black, has the copper, has the gold, and white also. So I really love this one. But the odd shapes, yeah, they are my favorites. Look at this shape, isn't that cool? I really love them, and this they almost remind me of necklaces. So I could also use this for one of my girls and then put a necklace. I only have to cut it a little bit, and then I would have a necklace. I would have two if I cut them in half. But I think also with some of my collages it would really look cool. So this one is on watercolor paper. My brain isn't working today. So this is also possible to combine it with one of these odd shapes. And and I want to get that smaller one. This one is also cool because it has a little bit of black. You see how cool that looks when you combine these two. This is how I started really. This is painting on my plate, pulling the prints. And here I went, yeah, I drew. And this one is really cool because I drew on the plate and then I pulled it with a printer I already made. So it went a little bit crooked, but that is just part of the charm. And I could also cut these little things out just to make it extra dramatically. And I don't really love this part, so I am going to work on it some more and then change it. And I also made several prints on fabric, and I also want to sew, so mark making with sewing. So these are a little bit alike, so ghost prints. And here I tried totally something different. This is on brown paper bag paper. And this is just about what I did with my fabric ones. I just pulled some, yeah, see the fly again. Go away, fly, leave me alone, I'm filming. And this also is on the same paper. I also had a print on the back, I see. So if I would do this one with, then this also would show through, because I like this. This looks a little bit like a how do you call that, a newspaper, but yeah, I really love this one. And here are a few of the same, but I only used the gray, purplish and the gold. And then I also made a different hole in the middle, and that is what I really think is really cool. So not only the outside but also the inside is now a different shape. So I'm really experimenting with my plate and trying out really cool stuff. Here I have a tail. This could be a Q, it could be an O as well. I thought about that. And I also am thinking about making a drawing for this to hang with it, but I will show you when I'm going to make it. So I also have a few that I didn't like as much, so I'm going to work on them some more. And yeah, they are good backgrounds, as you can see. So they have some paint, and you see a little bit the newspaper shining through still. So they look like this, and it is cool looking, but it is only, I feel, only a little bit plain, more on the plain side. This one I like because there is gold, but it is a little bit open still, a little bit plain, as I said. So, and I made this hole a little bit wider just to because I was thinking about the layering. Here I wasn't really experimenting yet, so these are my earlier ones. I think this was the first one that I was experimenting with making a different shape. And here with other paints I have also metallic paint, and this one. And this one I cut a little bit weird. I have to cut this off, I see. So now I showed you everything that my scissors, let me cut it off right away. And now I want to show you a little bit about, let me see if I can cut this. Yeah, that's okay. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I went to the park. I really went to the park every day because I also knew that I that bad weather was coming, and now it's raining, it's pouring outside. So I want to show you some more before I'm going to print, as I'm throwing stuff on the floor as usual, my scissors. So I also have some other prints that I want to show you. This is some watercolor paper. I also experimented with a few colors, so I really think this is cool. Here I was making with those splashes, and I could do this. And this is my weirdest one. And I saw a face in it, so here I see a face, the nose, the mouth, and here I also see a face, the nose, the mouth, the chin, the neck. So I drew that a little bit with sort of line drawings. I don't know if you can see that with the gold, yeah, like that. So, and this seems like the air, a chin, extra chin. No, I'm just kidding. But these do look like sort of butterflies that are fluttering around. So, and I was contemplating to keep this closed, but this was white, so I still cut it out. And yeah, this is just really abstract now, so why not? So I have this, and I'm thinking about cutting this also, because I also stained this paper. This is sort of newspaper paper. Here you see that I used ink. That is really visible, because that is really bleeding through a lot usually. So I think I'm going to cut this a little bit freely, and then I will frame this one. That is my plan, and perhaps this one as well, but I'm not really quite sure. Let me know what you think about all these ideas and my crazy shapes. I'm not the crazy cat lady, but I'm the crazy shape lady. Just so you know. So here is also one of my experiments. So I scanned my first print, and that looked like this, but then smaller. It's about this big, half of this size. So I printed it out onto, when I scanned it, and then I printed it out onto A3 paper, and it's printed it out really large. So I thought that was also cool, and I started to draw these numbers with gold. So I'm going to do something extra also with this one, and then perhaps frame it or use in a collage, or I don't know yet. I'm sometimes just playing, not planning it out. That's what I mean. So, but yeah, I really love this one, and perhaps making the background, I'm going to collage the background perhaps, and then make a painting out of this. So let me know what you think about that idea. So now I want to show you a few prints, and I will print on the ones that I don't really like, and I also want you to see how that went with that idea of those drops, and I'm so excited about that idea. So this is almost empty now. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just going to leave this in, and I think I'm going to do the same thing. So this one is still full, so I'm taking this one. I am putting a few drops of blue, if I can. Yeah. Then I'm going for the magenta, a few drops, or 3, 4 drops. Then I'm putting the white into it, and you can also use acrylic if you have acrylic. I also still have acrylic that I'm finishing up. As soon as I'm finishing up, I'm going to water-based paints only, and I also have a whole set of oil paints. I will finish that all up because I'm really for using what you have kind of idea. So, but yeah, if you do have, you can have acrylic, you can put water with acrylic, shake really well, and do the same what I do. And if you have someone who is coloring their hair, if you don't have this yourself, ask one of your neighbors, your friends, your family, someone you know that that buys the home packets to color your own hair, and you can use this container. Also, you can get something similar. Just make sure that the hole is a little bit bigger, and then you can do exactly what I'm doing now. So these two colors, I have a lot to say. I was away too long. A little bit of white, just one squeeze, and then I will put a little bit of water. I don't know exactly the measurements because I'm just experimenting. So so, and this I will swirl around. I don't have a lid on this, so I will keep my finger. You hear it is really runny. And what you also can do is not shake it too much, so it will be a little bit marbly, or put a little bit of black. I have my black ink, so you can make it a little bit darker. And what you can do is swirl it around and not make it a little bit marbly. I don't know if I can get it to do that, but I want to try that. I also have bought some marble paint, so I think I'm going to try that as well really soon. So let's swirl that around. And I don't really have, I already making a mess. I forgot to put my finger on it. So I'm going to get some paper. See, I have my telephone book paper. I need a lot, so I'm going to prepare for that. But I also want to print on these. So this is what I did. Now I'm going to show you. First, it's really runny now. So this will become, yeah, just be careful. I think I'm going to use the yellow pages to get some paint off. See? Not really, because it was too runny, so see, I'm not right. Okay, a little bit dry to make it a little less runny, with putting some more white in it. I think I used a little bit more water than the last time. This is chalk paint I'm using. So you can use ink and chalk paint. You can just use it all together. That's really no big deal at all. So I think it's still too runny, but I will try to, yeah, this is just about what I had. So I really gently making some drops, letting them fall. And then I will get also my raised paint. I'm making some dots here and there. I can also make lines, but I won't do that now. And then also use my gold paints. Can also make some lines like this with the gold paint to make it extra beautiful for the holidays, of course. Go away, fly. I could make constellations with this or not. Okay, I think that's enough. Like that. So I think I want to use this one. And these are already cut, so that is making it really easy for me to place it. And it still really works well, my plate, even if it's now drying out. So now it looks like this, and I will keep doing this until I like it. So that's really easy. Right? A minute. I really want to try this one. This is a little bit dark, so before it's going to dry out. Now I'm on to my third print, you know. So you also can print more if you do it like this. Cool, with the dots. I really like this one. So now I didn't print the top because it is a little bit larger for some reason. Probably when it wasn't dried out, it had this this size. It was this size, I mean. Let me see if I can still get something. All of the differences. Yeah, I think it's dried out. So I will do a few more and then we'll go on to the next. Now I did a little bit too much, but that's okay. Now I will use the gold and I will make sort of a swirly. This is really cool stuff. I will try to get something that is the same. You can do so many cool stuff with this raised gold, but I want to save some of it still because I want to use it with different things, for fall things and for Christmas things. So let me know if you want me to make something for a video. If you also could be things you want to try out, for instance. Oh wow, yeah, I really love this combination with the gold and the purple. That is really pretty. That's a good idea. I want that on this one with the cool shape. But I'm really a little bit, how do you call that? Low on money, low on funds, I mean. So I'm trying to wait. No, I'm not trying. I am waiting until I can buy some glycerin. If you ever want me to try some stuff out, you could support me. And I will leave a link for Buy Me Coffee, and if you are interested in supporting me so that I can buy cool stuff, for instance, to try out, or yeah, just for instance the paints that I was talking about. Okay, I will do one more because I want this one to be gold with purple, so I'm doing more than just drops, but now it's the right consistency. You see, I'm leaving it upside down and only drops are coming out, so it's also it's a little bit low on I don't know, low on paint. I think. I really love this combo. So I think I'm going to also then order some of this stuff. And this was a gift from my daughter Mayra. So once upon a time I saved it for the longest time. I didn't want to use it, you know, I hoarded it, but then I thought, why not use it? So you see soccer on the other side of this newspaper paper. I also am a big believer in recycling stuff, so I decided not to buy any paper anymore, and also not only because I'm low on funds, but I'm just not buying any more paper. I just use what I have, and then I will see. I get these free papers in the mail, and I'm just using that and cardboard boxes. I also went and walked my dog, and we went to the park. If you want to see any of that, I am posting a lot of that on my Instagram. So I have park videos, really short ones. Also, they do a short video about my new prints as well. So if you want to be up to date, and it looks like this with gold and a little bit of purple. So I think I want to do something different, and that is using some plants, and I have some left of these, and I want to use them to try to print some plants onto them, because I really want to print those leaves really well. But I also wanted to try some out, and I have a lot here. Let me grab them. Still in a vase, in sort of a vase. And I have a few smaller ones like these. So I kept them in this. I also have really large leaves, and these I want to try on my large plate. And I also have yeah, a variety of leaves, so this one I want to try, but the small one, I think this one is really suitable for my small plate, so I will pull this one out, and then we will start printing. I also have in my kitchen a few smaller leaves, so that we can try out. What kind of colors should I use? I really don't know, and I don't know if this will work, but I thought about something like this, and then also on the other side, but then the other way around, like this. So I don't know if that will work, but I thought about doing that on these, because these already have some color. And then I will use for the leaves, I will could use some green, of course, but I thought about using a little bit of black. So but I don't want to use a lot of black, so I will use some ink for that. And I don't know if this will work, but I will just try it. So just put some of the ink. I also have the other ink. I think I will try that. Not enough ink. I have a lot of this black ink, but this is still closed. And then I can perhaps make some drops as well, like that. And then perhaps use a little bit of the gold, because that is just pretty together with Christmas or something. I don't know if this will work, but and I think I will have some trouble doing this because my plate is not flat anymore. So and now I can press a little bit better with real paper. Also, it's ink, so it might or might not leave a good impression. That is up to the ink that I used, and if this doesn't work I will try something new. I don't know. I also have this faux paper. So let me pull this. I also could do this because this is now already drying. I think I will try this first. I don't think that will work, but we will see. I think it would work better on my large plate with all those leaves, if I'm honest. But oh wow, yeah, you don't see the leaves, but it gave some sort of an impression. So I'm not really impressed with this, and I think that is because the leaves are too large, or I could pick one and then try to do it like this, if you know what I mean. So you could use it like this, because I used black ink. This is already dry now, so it doesn't really work, but I could pull this one perhaps with white. I want to try to lift it. I am curious about that. I didn't cut these yet, but I think this will make definitely a print. Okay, oh wow, giving a really sharp impression, so I really like that. So I can cut this out. I do want some of my faux rice paper now to try to see what I can lay. And what I have to do is put different paper on top, because this is really thin paper, so that will go through it. Yeah, went through it. Wow. Yeah, that really works well. So here you see the lines of the plate really well, so that's really cool. Okay, that's really soft, but it's cool. Also really splotchy. And now I want to try these leaves again. Okay, let me now just use this green. So, like that. I will only put one, and I can't mask. Yeah, you could use it as a mask. Yeah, this works a little bit better. You see, now you see only the outlines, and then I really need, and now you see also the impression. Yeah, this works really well, but I should have known, because acrylic really works well with plates. So I think also the ink was too dry that I used earlier, so for my plate now. So cool, you can't really see it now, but I think I also want an impression over here. So I will use a different one um, to pull this print from the leaves itself. Impressions now, and this looks like this. So this is a small example of what I mean. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Oh. I'll get it on the paper. Okay, let's just try it out. I think I will use my paper, my faux Japanese paper. So, yeah, I really couldn't show you the leaves, so